So this is a quick and dirty video response to all of you who have been asking about the video rig. I think a lot of you have noticed the quality of the video has improved significantly in the last few videos, and that is kind of, well, of course it is a direct result of the new camera and lens, which is quite an upgrade from what I was using before with the Canon 80D. So let's start down here at the foundation. Now the foundation of the whole thing is the excellent Manfrotto 055 aluminum tripod. This is a wonderful tripod. It is maybe considered a little bit light for the video side. However, it's super portable, it's very stable, and it's very robust and super flexible. It's a good kind of a compromise for me because I can pack it around. Some of those traditional video tripods are so big and unwieldy that they're just not very realistic. This one here offers a lot of flexibility in that it's got a 90-degree column, meaning this column goes up and down, and you can switch it so it will run horizontal. So if you want to shoot straight down, doing like a macro or tabletop without getting the legs in the frame, it is a good feature. It also has, you know, the 1/4-20 or 5/16 thread here for accessories. You can put an arm on there. I primarily use these RAM style mounts, which is a ball and socket style, very robust, very tough, and I'll use that to hold accessories. Primarily external batteries to power my phone if we're doing a live stream or I just need the phone for different things, which more and more is happening. So that will mount on there, and I can mount things without having to go with duct tape or something like that. Now I've recently switched over to the Manfrotto video head. I think this is the 502. This is a wonderful, wonderful head. Maybe not completely professional. I would say definitely on the higher end prosumer, but what it gives you the ability to do is to tilt and to pan in a very controlled way. So this has what they call a fluid drag system. So I don't know if it's water or oil in there, but by dialing these beautiful anodized rings here, I can increase the resistance and get a really nice steady pan. Now that's something I really like. Over here, we have a control that adjusts the tilt, and that would be the up and down. So I can dial that in and get those nice, smooth, even tilts. Another reason why I went with a traditional video head was not only for the pan and tilt feature, but just I need something that's robust to handle the additional weight of the camera, because the new camera is a lot heavier. It's got good glass on it. Everything is much, much more, it's a lot heavier than the old 80D, and so my traditional photography head just couldn't support it. If I needed to tilt down, then of course, you know, the camera would drop and flop. And when you're sitting $5,000 or so on top of a tripod, you want it to be secure. You skimp on a tripod, you knock it over, you break a $1,000 lens. Well, you just can't have that. Now, something with a video head that's really important is it has to be level. And that's why you have a level bubble here. Now that's fine if you're on perfectly level ground, but when you're shooting outside on uneven ground like I am all the time, you can do one of two things. You can, of course, adjust your legs, but that's very time consuming to unflip those things and to change the height, and it's really a drag. So what I went with is a adjustable ball head. So this is the Manfrotto 438, and what it does is you throw this lever here, and there's a ball in there where I can level it. I can't show it to you right now because I need two hands to do it, but it gives you the ability to plant your tripod, and even if it's not perfectly flat, you can quickly level it without any trouble at all. Of course, we've got a very secure quick attach head right here. By loosening this set screw right there and pushing this button, the whole camera will come off, and I can swap over different things or take it off for hand holding. So that is really a wonderful, wonderful head. I like it so well that I bought two of them. I have one on a monopod that I use. Is that here? I don't know if I could show that to you. I don't know what oh yeah, here it is. So if I want to do, if I'm doing a lot of B-roll stuff, I'm doing moving around. Moving a tripod around in tight areas is really difficult. And so what I've went with is a Manfrotto monopod. What that gives me is stability and the ability to quickly move it around. I can carry it with me, I can adjust the height very quickly, and I have a dedicated head on that. Because switching heads back and forth is time consuming, and you just end up not doing it. So you almost need to have two heads, and these are identical, and the camera can go from one to the other. Now, to the camera. Boy, there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's getting elaborate. So one thing that I ran into is I started to see the importance of having dual microphones. Now, if you're just going to have one microphone, a shotgun mic is fine. Like this is the Rode Video Mic Pro. This is a directional mic. The furry thing on here is to cut down on wind noise. And this works great providing you're close to it and you're facing it. One problem you run into is if you have someone in front of the camera who wants to talk and you have someone behind the camera, the audio behind the camera is exceedingly muffled and it just doesn't sound good. The mic is not designed for that. So it becomes a real problem. So how do you get around that? Well, lav mics. Lav mics for me seem to be the best way to go about it. And so if I have two people, let's say Mrs. W and myself are working, or Jack and I will put a lav mic. I'll have two of these. These are the Rode, what are these? The Rode Link wireless mics. You see, of course, on me, you always see the other end of it. It transmits a signal back and forth and records with you. And it's really nice because then you don't have to look at the camera and raise your voice and shout at the camera. You can just talk in a normal voice like I am now and get nice, clean audio. Now, the problem you run into is, of course, on the camera, we only have one input right here for audio. And even though it receives two channels, stereo left and right, you need to split that signal up. So like right now, for example, I am always running two microphones. I've got my lav mic and I've got this mic here. So it gives me a backup. Let's say that I have a problem with the audio, that's, something gets messed up or the cable's not working or battery dies or something like that. I always have a backup. So I'm running two channels, two audio signals into the camera, and it gives me redundancy. And that has saved me more than once. Now to do that, you need a splitter. And this is a Sarmonic. This is a pretty inexpensive item. This is a really wonderful addition if you're a creator, because you can run two mics into one. And so what you have to do in post-production is just split those signals into two dual monos, which is very simple to do. But this is nice because it gives you some control. So I can look on here, and if I can see now my levels, I've got the Rode Video Mic Pro is coming in one side, and then the lav mic is coming in the other side, and I can see my audio signals down here, and I can adjust those on the fly. So I can even those things out. Let's say my voice is deeper, and it's sometimes a little bit too hot on the mic, and Mrs. W, her voice is lighter. I can adjust that down and match those signals very quickly right here. So that is nice. The other thing about this is it has cold shoe mounts on three sides. So you can easily mount it in all different types of configurations, but you can put this on your hot shoe and then mount your two receivers on there, and it gives you a really nice option. So the other thing on the front you'll see here are the outputs are very simple. You just got your left and right. So your microphones come in there, and then you've got a cable coming out to go into your audio. So that is quite wonderful. Another wonderful thing, this has been many years in the making, but this is really a great system, is the Pro Media Gear cage. Man, top quality and versatility. Now the reason for a cage is you start getting all this stuff mounted on here. It's the hot shoe on the camera is really not designed to carry all of that weight, and you run the risk of breaking your camera. So what this does is it gives you an absolutely bulletproof mount, a very strong mount that you can put all sorts of things on. So you can see here, this mounts very securely to the bottom of the camera. It's custom built to fit this particular body, and then you've got a really nice handle here. You've got the ability to put accessories on the NATO rails here. I can take this this is a handle, which is very nice for low shots, or if you're just carrying it around. It's a very secure way to do it, but it gives you that versatility of moving things around. You can add, you can subtract, you can just go crazy with this stuff and do whatever you want to do. And the handle can come on or be put on or taken off. And you've got lots of mounts. You got a nice leather handle for when it's cold. You can add mounts here. Now, because this camera, you see, this is the EOS Canon 5D Mark IV. This is a full frame professional camera, and the lens that I'm using is the image stabilized 24-70. Now, being this is full frame, this is a great lens. It's really great in low light. It's there's no crop sensor. It's a full frame sensor, so it gives you that really beautiful depth of field. And it's a pro quality camera. We're talking about things that are not, I wouldn't say waterproof, but if this was out in the rain, it's weather sealed enough where you're not going to have to cover it. And that's something that's really appreciated. Up here, now because there is no forward-facing screen, like the 80Ds, they have a screen that flips around and helps you to frame the shot if you're in front of it. I do miss that. But there's a trade-off with everything. And the reason why they don't put the flip-up monitor on the Pro cameras is they say they can't weather seal them. They can't make them durable enough. So, fortunately, this camera has a really good Wi-Fi link to my phone, which I'm filming with right now. But my phone I'll put right here. This is a shoulder pod mount that I have just mounted on a hot shoe that I can add or subtract with a GoPro mount, but it's not the plastic GoPro mount, it's an all aluminum one that I ordered off of Amazon. So you can get those. They're just a lot stronger, and it gives you the ability to adjust your screen. So if I'm standing in front of the camera, I'll just slap my phone up there, open the app, connect to the camera, and then I have an external monitor or screen that I can see from the front of the camera. And that works really good. Then I can add it or subtract it or take it off or whatever. Quarter 20s all along here, so I could add hot shoe, cold shoes, anything that I like that's gonna be nice. You've got, extra cold shoe there, but that is a great system. Protects the camera. It gives you an extra handhold, gives you just so much versatility, as you can see. But that is the rig. Is there anything else? But the other thing with the Pro cameras that's really nice is you can run dual memory cards. Now, SD cards are fine, but they're not super reliable. Compact flash cards, the big ones, are a much more robust system. And that way I can write to 2 cards. There's nothing more aggravating to spend a whole day out shooting video, come back and you have one of these cards that are corrupted. When you have a backup, you can record to both of them, and then you have that little added bit of insurance that is, it's hard to put a price on that. So that is there anything else? That is the rig. I'll change it, add and change things, depending on what I'm doing, but that's primarily what I'm shooting on for all the YouTube videos. And it's been a long evolution to kind of come up with this design. I don't know if it's the best design, but it works really well for me. It's easy to use, and I really like it. So that's it. Hope that answers your questions, and we'll see you guys on the next video.